Hi there, I'm Dan. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about how we can avoid flipping the club through impact. A lot of golfers struggle with it. Before we talk about that, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor and hit that button. So appreciate it. Okay, we first have to define a problem before we can solve it. So what is flipping? Flipping is the club head overtaking the handle prematurely through impact. It can cause excess loft, shots that are going too high, not far enough. It can make the club too long too quickly and cause low point issues, hitting it chunky, maybe hitting it thin and popped out as a result of that. It's no good, right? We don't want to flip the club through impact. We want to do a little bit more of a release through impact. This is just me in my opinion, but I sort of think of it as a flip is going to feature that lead wrist breaking down too early, and a release will allow the forearms to sort of roll through, maintaining a flatter wrist angle. Some people even benefit from feeling a little bit of a flexion or kind of a bowing to that wrist as you let the forearm roll through. So to me, that's more of a release. This is more of a flip, but everything in the swing is a chain reaction. So let's talk about what causes this flip for most people. There's different things that can cause it. What I believe, though, is a lot of golfers tend to search for this length through arm swing and an insufficient rotation of the body, right? So if I don't turn my hips and shoulders enough and I just wrap these arms around, what's going to happen is this elbow is going to get lost behind my seam line and hip, and then I'm going to be forced to sort of throw it back in front of me to get the club back around, because we're going to notice that it's just kind of lost. I'm either going to dump it right. So in an athletic response, I'm going to flip it back around. It's really hard to avoid once the elbow is behind the seam line. Again, it's just very hard to avoid the flipping from there. So to counteract that, what we're looking to do is to create two things: trail hip depth via lower half rotation and trail elbow and arm width, right? We're looking to create power through a wide arc versus a longer one. Both can be powerful. Maybe the length has a little bit more power. It also has a lot more going on in terms of dynamic movement, extra lever systems, just a whole lot more to time up. So from a consistency standpoint, I don't think it's the best use of consistent power. I think we want, again, trail hip depth via rotation, trail arm width. What that tends to do is get these parts of our body to match up, and it should let that right elbow just slide down right in front of the hip on our way into impact. Again, we hate the folded up arm, lack of rotation. You're usually going to throw it, dump it with a flip, maybe out to in and over the top. Okay? So trail hip depth via rotation, trail elbow width. If those things are not solving the flip, then what could be happening is you are flipping to try and square the face up. Okay? So we talked about the release, letting the forearms roll through with a flatter left wrist versus scooping to try and square the face. But oftentimes, so many golfers are getting this grip, probably a separate video, but grip too much into the palm of the hand, not enough into the fingers of the hand. Okay, so maybe a stronger grip in addition to this trail hip depth, trail arm width. That's the combo I want you to use to get rid of the flip. Give it a try.